No, but what the fuck was I going? What was that?
We were talking about Netflix.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, I told you I flipped my phone and I wasn't supposed to, and I ended up fucking just laughing out loud, and they're looking at me like, "What is he laughing at?" And I'm like, "Okay, so what should I do right now?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's just, you know."
It's just this asshole that I talked to.
Oh man, you were lighting the group chat up with those neck.
Dude, I couldn't help it, man. This girl, Monica, she posted something on Facebook, and it was like a compilation of all these neck pictures. And I started looking at it, I'm in tears, dude. Oh, it was so fucking funny.
Dude, that's the thing with memes now. They come, and within like the first 48 hours, there's like 100 memes on the same subject, and then a week later, it's dead.
Did you see the commercial where with Bad Luck Brian, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm internet famous, but not for all the right reasons." And it had like his school picture of this little ugly ass white kid with a bowl cut and braces. You know that meme?
Yeah, I know
and
that.
Like, did you see that commercial?
No,
like, he's literally on a commercial, and he's like, "I'm internet famous, but not for all the right reasons."
What's a commercial for?
I forgot, but I was just more concerned with
Good
Bad
advertising.
Luck Brian. But no, I mean, he's getting the bag though, so I don't understand why Nicolas Cage would get mad. I mean, I guess the initial.
You're referring to Nickelback, I'm assuming, right?
Yes. Yes.
Hannibal Nectar.
Quaker throats.
Quakers.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
No filter.
No filter.
No filter.
No filter.
Welcome to No Filter.
The No Filter.
The No Filter.
The No Filter Podcast, which is
An EMP Network production.
in this show you'll encounter nothing but
Straight talk. No PC.
No PC.
No PC consistency.
Please note that the
Opinions from the host.
Are not a reflection of the EMP Network. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for opening up your ears and your minds.
and we hope you like this one.
Holy fuck. That's still my favorite. I can't get over that
no.
one.
I like
Little Dutch boy.
the straight up neck with except it's Shrek.
It's Shrek, yeah.
Oh man. The next
All right, so you guys-
next Giving
you got-
episode is out, guys. You gotta check it
Giving.
out. It's hilarious.
Do you guys want to try this 5 minutes of fake news?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead.
What time is it?
Welcome to 5 Minutes of Fake News with J-Bell.
Okay, so here's the rundown real quick. Let me give you the background.
Wait, what?
background.
You're gonna back it up?
Back rub.
You're gonna give me a back
Background.
rub?
I said
He
back
has,
down. I don't even
J-Bell
think that
has
makes
little
sense.
ass hands. His back
I
rub
do.
was
Does
probably
he?
not even be comfortable. He has small hands.
Like Trump.
6 foot dude with like small bitch hands.
Oh, speaking
Doesn't
of which,
make
did
sense.
you see my Space Jam onesie?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Jay.
You're gonna have to put that shit on at some point in time.
It was on Facebook.
Please don't.
Oh, I didn't see it, dude. I haven't really touched Facebook in a couple days.
Well, here's
Probably
what
since
sucks.
the whole like neck montage.
Well, here's what sucks. It's a white onesie, and I don't like wearing underwear, so I'm so afraid to fart in it. Because I don't want to end up like sharting or something like that. It's kind of bad. And you know how, no matter how well you shake when you're taking a piss, there will always be that drip.
Drip droplets.
There was
Oh, for
always.
sure.
So, like, I'm always afraid. The only thing I don't like about it is I have to wear underwear with it.
Well, what you got to do is you just have to decide what's more important, the front or the back. Because if it's the front, then you just don't ever give your back up to people, and then you can free ball all you want to. You just walk around people and always show them your front.
Dude, that's why white underwear is never a good idea.
No,
I don't
you
even
get dark
think I
colored
own
underwear.
Definitely.
Anyway.
All right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna read you guys how many is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 headlines, and I need you guys at the end to guess which ones are actual legitimate headlines that were printed in black and white print, and which ones were made up by me.
So you mean at the end of each, right? At the end of each headline,
No.
right?
at the end of all of them I read. So I'll go through them. I'll give everybody their time to laugh and comment and say what they want to about it. And at the end, we'll kind of go through and say, okay, well, this one was real, this one was fake.
Okay.
Well, see, the problem with that is I may not remember, so I want to give you my suggestion, like as you're going through them.
They're in order.
Okay.
So just kind of jot down like one, fake or true.
All right.
All right.
Get
Hold
ready.
on. Let me grab. Yeah. You can't. You just. God damn it.
All right.
Here, Double D. We can just share this.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, we're good. Proceed.
Okay, first one. Cows lose their job as milk prices drop. Economists cite an influx of millennials consuming larger amounts of almond milk.
I
Those poor fucking cows.
It's funny because
Yeah,
I don't
gonna be
drink
out of a
milk
job.
either. I don't drink milk either. So,
Fucking
but
millennials.
Oh man, I know,
all
right?
right, I will beat both of you. The
Typical.
Fuck up. I will beat both
millennial.
of you the fuck up.
Fucking, you're the problem here. You're taking jobs away from
I
cows.
think
Bastard.
that is a true one.
That's I mean, this whole health craze too. Like Art, I know Art's not here for this episode, but he's doing the juicing and all that healthy eating. He's probably drinking almond milk.
I don't drink any type of milk. I don't like it.
You should.
For what?
It's good fat.
I can.
It's good fat. It's like
This
butter
is-
and cheese. It's
yeah,
good fat for your
bacon
body.
has good fat.
I don't know if that's good fat. Definitely fat on that.
Steaks have good fat.
Oh, it tastes so good.
Yeah,
Fat's not as bad for you as what you think it is. It's the complex carbohydrates.
yeah, like it's.
I always hated when my kids would eat, like when they'd eat steak or
And they would
something.
shave the fat off of it.
Yeah, they cut the fat off.
Give me
That's
that
the best
fat.
part.
Bring that fat over here. Like, what are you doing? Like, that shit is, it's taste, that's the most flavor.
Whenever it's
like
all,
taking the
almost
skin off a
melty.
chicken.
It's like
I don't
putting butter
eat the
on
fat
it.
on the outside of a steak. I cut it off.
You're disgusting.
Unless it's like
You're
gristle,
dis-
like
you're
fried
disgusting.
up, like real crispy. I like the fat that's inside the steak.
Oh, around the edge
Normalized
is good
shit.
too, man. You got to eat
Yeah,
that.
I like it too. But yeah, like I don't like milk because I don't drink milk just because it just seems okay. So I stopped drinking milk from my mom to drink milk from a cow.
Yeah,
And
Did you know that we're the only other
I've never seen
species that
anybody
drinks
milk
the
an
milk
almond.
of another species?
I've never seen anybody milk an almond either. So like yeah, like how do you?
Oh, they got little teats on them in the bottom.
Okay, so how do you do that? Like you use a magnifying glass and you like squeeze them with like tweezers, needle nose.
yeah, you get out a
I
tiny
believe
little bucket.
it's the Keebler elves that handle that business.
Jeff Sessions.
And
maybe
he
you could
needs
do it
a
with
new
your-
job.
Yeah, he needs a new job.
We
dude.
got him fired. No, that's not funny. Nobody
Did you
should
get
ever be
fired?
fired. Yeah,
Jeff
we got
Sessions.
Jeff Sessions fired.
Good. We were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about him that one episode, and then like after the election,
The next
Trump
week,
fired him.
he fired him. That was so crazy.
Dude, he was going to be fired. It was just a matter of time. That was a running clock on his ass.
Well, his hair would never fall down anyway. He always looked like he was struck by lightning.
So,
All right, here we go.
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Double D.
I was just going to mention, I heard somewhere, read an article about how it's interesting the different groups around the world that are lactose intolerant because they developed their civilization without cows. So they didn't grow up drinking milk, and so many people with certain ethnicities are lactose intolerant. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
I never knew that.
Guatemalans.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Breathing oxygen linked to staying alive. This groundbreaking discovery is brought to us by the same scientific minds who discovered the link between walking and leaving the house.
That's a J Bell. That's a J Bell classic.
J Bell
That's
Radio.
definitely J Bell.
We'll find out at the end, but I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah, I agree.
Good Lord, if we're spending money on research like this, we need an overhaul.
Well, I told you there's just a bunch of people with white coats answering questions nobody asked. I'm pretty sure that this is one of them.
All right. Donald Trump has just signed an executive order canceling Thursday.
Just in general.
Just Thursday. No more Thursdays.
No more Thursdays.
That's a J.
What are all these college students going to do without Thirsty Thursdays?
They're just gonna.
I don't know.
They're just gonna multiply Friendsgiving.
It's gonna fuck up the whole calendar.
Man.
Daylight saving.
Is he renaming it? Let me ask this. Is he renaming it like Trump Day or something?
Donald Trump has just signed an executive order canceling Thursday.
Okay.
So what about if it's what if it's in February? Like, so how many days does that, is there still going to be 28 days and then 29 for leap year? Or how is that
No.
going to work with no Thursday?
February is going down to 6 days. That's it. 6 days. And it's a shame because you guys get the shaft and Black History Month is now 6 days.
That's why he did it. All right.
That's probably why he did it, actually.
Bastard.
All right, here we go. Goat accused of robbery. Police in Nigeria are holding a goat on suspicion of attempted armed robbery. Town vigilantes seized the goat, saying it was an armed robber who had used black magic to transform himself to escape after trying to steal a Mazda 323.
Dude, I'm thinking this one might
That's
be true.
Yeah.
Dude, they believe some weird shit, man.
That is definitely true. Actually, you know what? I'll save it for my suggestion, for my recommendation. But on a podcast that I listen to, they have somebody that actually, he's Haitian, and he says that he's seen a man turn into a goat.
Haitians especially, like Haitians are real big into voodoo.
No, Haitians and Jamaicans. My cousin's husband, he's Jamaican, and he's like really superstitious. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the if you walk in front of him or split a pole, he spins 3 times and throws salt over his left shoulder type of, like he carries salt.
That's crazy that parts of the world are still so like believe in magic like that. That's crazy.
There is nothing wrong with believing in magic.
Do you believe in magic?
Okay, moving on that note. Man eats his own underwear to beat breathalyzer.
Oh.
That's hold on, you got to give us a
Oh,
minute.
here, give me the pen. Give me the pen. I gotta write this down.
No, I don't want to see because I
right.
might end up influence my answer. I don't want you to influence my answer.
All right.
Read it one more time, Jay.
Man eats his own underwear to beat a breathalyzer.
I'm gonna go true.
Chew
No,
it.
false.
Just chewing on it like
I'm gonna go false.
Like a fucking goat.
That's a J Bell. That's a J Bell original.
It was the goat. I bet it.
That's a J Bell. That's a J Bell one.
Okay. 17 remain dead in a morgue shooting spree.
Say again.
17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree.
Oh man. That's clever.
I'll go J.
That is
I'll
fucking
go
clever. Let me see.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Police officer makes an arrest in the bathroom after smelling crack.
After what? Smelling crack?
After smelling crack.
True.
That smells like crack.
I'm definitely going with true.
I smell some crack in here.
Maybe Rocco was in the bathroom.
Hey, it's me. We hitting in here. Let me get some of that sweet crack rock.
Jay,
All right,
you know
so
who
what do you
Rocco
guys-
is?
Rocco who?
The homeless baby. Hey, don't come at me like that. Come on, man. Just because I live on
No,
the
I've
streets,
never heard
man.
of Rocco the homeless baby.
Fuck you up, dude. All right, so was that the last one?
That was the last one.
Okay.
Okay, so give me what you got. Double D.
First one, true.
Okay.
Second
one.
false.
Okay.
Third one, false.
Hold on, just to be clear, the false ones are the ones you made up.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fourth one, true.
Okay.
Fifth one, true.
Okay.
Sixth one, false.
Okay.
Seventh one, true.
Okay. Pretty good numbers.
All right.
All right.
Remorseless.
First one true. Second
Okay.
one false. Third one false. Fourth one true.
Okay.
Fifth one false.
Four.
He's stuck.
Fifth one false. Sixth one false. Seventh one true.
Okay. You guys are split on this one, but I will tell you that you're both wrong because they're all fucking true.
No
these are
shit.
all. These are all you made. You didn't make any of these up.
I didn't make a fucking single one of these up. These are all true.
Get the
Let me give you a little background story
right.
on specifically the Donald Trump one.
Please.
It wasn't technically Donald Trump, but it was people that believed it was Donald Trump. The guy looked exactly like him, and he went into the courthouse, tried to hand out a fucking executive order canceling Thursday.
Wow.
But everything else on here was legitimately like a legit news article.
So read them again, just the headline, real quick.
The first one was cows lose job as milk prices drop. All right. Breathing oxygen linked to staying alive.
Oh my god!
Brought to you by the same scientific minds that discovered walking and leaving the house. Third one was Donald Trump has just signed an executive order canceling Thursday. Fourth one was the goat accused of robbery. He changed himself from a human being into a goat with black magic after he tried to steal a Mazda 123. The fifth one was man eats his own underwear to beat a breathalyzer.
I definitely believe that one.
The sixth one is 17 remain dead in morgue shooting spree.
Oh my god.
And then the last one was cop makes an arrest in bathroom after smelling crack.
Oh my
All
god.
fucking true.
Wow.
It's hilarious for people like us, but it's also fucking sad that that's what newsprint is today.
I know.
That is fucking terrible.
Not only the news, but like I said about the science, the research, the one about the oxygen.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That I'm telling you, dude, that was the first one that I saw. And I rearranged them because I didn't want to stack the deck. But that's the first one that I saw, and I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding."
So, how much credence do you guys put into news? Like when it comes to headlines and just trying to suck you in. Pause. Like how much credence does it? Fuck off, Double D. How much credence do you guys put into like
he does it better than I do.
news? Well, that's because he's good at blowing. It's
Well, that was actually sucking.
I guess I need to practice.
Yeah. Well, I meant blow jobs, but
BJ, it's the old BJ.
you know, I don't understand why blowjobs are called blowjobs. Like you don't
Okay.
blow.
Well, let's table that topic for about 30 seconds so we can talk about the news headlines.
Okay. So yeah, obviously you have to admit that that the headlines are they're geared to draw you in. That's what a headline is. You skew it, maybe even falsify it as much as you can just to draw people in. So as far as reading a headline,
you take liberties, so to speak.
yeah, it's clickbait. I think that's what every news headline is anymore, clickbait.
Did you see the one where it was like Kanye West breaks up with Kim Kardashian, and then you click on it and it says "vote here," meaning like it was a registration to vote.
Like a survey or a poll.
No. No, it wasn't a poll. It was literally that's where you went to register to vote. If you clicked on that, it had voter registration for. That's clever. That's clever, man. You got to respect it. That's clever.
Well, I guess the people
misleading but clever.
The people that would respond
it's
to that
extremely misleading.
is the only way. That's the only way you'll get them to register to vote. Maybe.
Yeah, probably more than likely. Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd just be watching the Kardashians all day long. Jesus.
I think it's a shame, though, that, you've kind of tainted an entire industry with this propaganda bullshit, this clickbait shit like Double D's talking about. Like, who do you trust now? Because none of us have the access to kind of really gain the facts. We have to trust people to represent it in a non-biased fashion.
Right.
And we can't do that anymore.
So we talk all the time about doing your own research and not just believing something that you
Doing
read.
your due diligence.
But even still, what research are you going to do that isn't going to be, that can't be biased like that?
Yeah, you have to find more than one. You have to find both sides, like both ends of the spectrum. And then you just, when it comes down to it, you have to make your own, you have to draw your own conclusion. Because you can't really rely on the information given to you because that's how stoned is it?
Yeah.
What I do is I try to piece it together, like the commonalities between different articles and the things that match up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of hold that more.
Give a little more
I'll hold
credence
that to a higher standard than most everything else. And the things that are kind of just outlandish, that's the stuff that I really need to dig a little deeper on.
Like like in the I think it was the last episode, the Next Giving episode, we were talking about the Title IX changes, and I was reading, I got it from an article on CNN, but I mean, it was so biased. I remember telling Art there was about 2 paragraphs out of all the bullshit that contained information. Good information I could extract from that. The rest
because
was pure
it's
bullshit.
made to sway you. It's made to make sure you get pushed on one side so far that even if like a contrary comes out that is not in its best interest or in its favor, you're like, oh yeah, well, I mean, that may be there, but look at all of this. So I'm on this side because of all of this, even though that like is if you're far enough on one side, there's nothing that somebody can do, say, or like a perfect example would be the Republican Party, right? Well, not necessarily Republican Party, but the Trump supporters. Like they are so, some of them are so with supporting Trump that there's nothing that this man can do that
That's wrong,
would just be like,
including
this
canceling
is fucking
Thursday.
stupid.
And it's the same thing with social justice warriors. People on
Absolutely.
It's these fringes that push everything to that. The problem is it's cult fucking mentality. You're shaping the minds of people to fit your narrative.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
And
that's
it's
a damn shame.
Yep, I agree. It's dumb. It's terrible. But like, okay, so yeah, they're responsible for this information, but you also have to give some accountability to the people who are like not doing their due diligence and being allowed to be sheep or allowing themselves to be sheep.
Yeah. Allowing themselves to be herded to the position.
Yeah, there it is.
I get that too, but here's the other piece of that you have to. The dissenting thought that goes along with that is the fact that there's a lot of people that don't possess critical thinking skills nowadays, and that goes back to how are they being taught.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
you could peel back the layers of the onions and take this really, really, really far, because an educated population is a woke, air quotes, population. You can't have people woke nowadays. You can't.
I think
Because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the agenda.
Well, the thing is, woke now is you believe what I believe. If you don't believe what I believe, you're not woke.
Yeah, woke is
is
trendy. It's believing the trend.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
exactly.
like feminism, like modern day feminism is.
Here we go. Here it is.
I'm just
Fucking
gonna
He-Man woman haters.
I'm just gonna say this one real quick thing about it. It's women have the right to believe as long as you believe what I believe. Right. It's not about you can believe whatever you want, including I think this is bullshit. No, feminism today is you have to agree with me.
Yeah, but that's not just feminism.
That's everything.
A lot of different.
Yeah, that's almost everything.
Agree.
But
feminism has a very loud voice, but it's not exclusive.
Absolutely.
To that.
So let's get into this. Let's get into this a little bit. Double D, you know it's coming. What is okay? So can you explain to me? Can you explain to me why you have such a strong gripe against feminism? Now I'm not a fan of feminism either. It's just like anything else. Some points are valid. Some points are just so fucking radical and ridiculous that it's like, why is this even a point? But I'm wondering because like you have a distinct not is it a disdain?
Yeah, it's disdain.
Is it disdain?
It's
okay,
disdain.
so
You
a
can use that
distinct
word.
disdain for feminism in general.
Yes, and feminists because I am not a feminist. I'm an egalitarian. I am all for.
What is that?
Egalitarian is treating everyone equally.
Okay.
Okay, so that is, everybody should be treated as humans equally. Everybody should have basic rights. Okay, feminism, I believe, does not take into account that there are differences between the sexes, and if they are, that's not okay. So, like, it is a fact that men and women are physically built differently.
Yes.
And that inherently will lead men to be able to do some things better than women can. And that is not okay with feminism. Feminism has to put women on the same level playing field as men on all things, and that just is insanity to me. Because it's not okay that men are physically built differently and are therefore
hormonally different.
Hormonally different.
And the funny thing about that is, I like the fact that you said putting women on the same playing field as men. That's only during pros.
What do you mean?
Because, like, when it comes to how to treat, quote unquote, a woman, you're supposed to treat them with a certain type of. You're supposed to talk to them differently than you talk to your male friends. You're supposed to do different things than you would do with your male friends, right? And rightfully so, but you have to keep the same energy for that whole thing straight through the spectrum.
Right, and that's like women tend to get lighter prison sentences than men for the same crime. And so, but you don't hear too many feminists rallying around, we want equal prison sentences. So it's exactly, they want...
If they did do that, would you become a feminist? Like,
I would not still. No, absolutely
you wouldn't
not.
rally?
I would not.
So you're so far
let's
on
get
the
this
other
straight.
side.
I would not protest or rally for anything. That is, I don't have a protesting.
Not even for the hair swoop. What if the hair swoop? Because you are the hair swoop guy. So
you will never see me somewhere outside a building with a sign chanting anything.
But the hair swoop. What would you do if you couldn't do that? What would you do with your hair?
I would be a radical terrorist, I suppose.
You should have seen how he stopped and looked at me before he said terrorist.
I'm like, should I say this? Is this going to come back to haunt me?
Everything on this podcast is going to come back
probably.
to haunt all of us.
This whole conversation.
Okay.
No, but I kind of agree with you. Like, I just, I'm a big fan of keeping the same energy, like, of consistency. And, like, you just have to, if you want to go one way, I'm cool with that. If you want to go the other way, I'm cool with that. But don't sit here with these double standards.
Right.
But we as guys have double standards too. Like, everybody have double standards, and I think that's what needs to be checked. Or not checked. But the point of the matter is, you just have to keep the same energy. If you're going to let something go over there, then let it. Don't have what's
that have to do with the price of tea in China?
No, subjective morality.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
or selective morality. Don't have selective morality.
Okay.
Jay, you seen me fucking struggling, you asshole. You could have helped me.
I think in any of this, the big thing that one of the big things I think people forget is the humans' predisposition to be flawed, and like we're striving for perfection. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be better and doing the right things and stuff like that. But we're flawed people. There are going to be double standards in how we navigate through our lives, and there are going to be opinions and people that feel the way that they do, and that's okay. That's what makes us who we are. Right now, it's not okay to have different opinions or to believe differently or think opposite of someone else.
Right.
And it's a sad state of affair.
Yeah, that is definitely and that's one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, with people not being okay with you having a different opinion or different view. It's like, no, you must believe what I believe. If not, you're.
Why do they all sound like that?
That's how they sound in my head.
You must believe what I believe.
It's for social justice warriors. It's what they call bullying. Okay.
Everything is bullying. If you disagree with them, you're bullying them.
Mm-hmm.
You're bullying them, but in the same token, you're being bullied to a position that you don't feel comfortable with.
Right.
And where the bully piece comes in is you don't fit in with the larger crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, bringing this back to, like, feminism, like, whenever there's innate differences between men and women in our interests, and men will choose different fields, the ones that are a little more dangerous, and because they're a little more dangerous, they pay a higher salary. And women who are inherently more caring,
agreeable,
they tend to choose, things like teachers and nurses and things like that. But for feminists, that's not okay. They want equal pay for a nurse as someone out on an oil rig. It's just not being okay with absolutely human differences.
What if there's a male and a female, or a man and a woman on the oil rig? Equal pay is okay.
Yeah, and
equal pay should be
okay.
Absolutely,
right.
It happens. I've known women that
I wanted to know where you were standing.
Yeah, so if they're doing
your
this,
stance.
if they're doing the same exact job, yeah, obviously 100% they should get the same pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Unless there are mitigating circumstances that state that one person has more knowledge or more of a skill set for that job than the next person.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter if it's man or woman.
Yeah.
It can be man, it can be woman. But if
He's
I
talking
have
about
more
his sexual
experience,
preferences.
Oh yeah.
yes. If I
Scissor
have more
action.
experience doing said job than you do, I should naturally make more money.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
That's it.
But all right, so let's keep this gravy train going. Why are they called blowjobs? I never understood that, because you're not blowing anything. Like my dick has never been blown.
Oh,
I think it would be quite uncomfortable if somebody started huffing on my hammer.
Yeah, like I'm just afraid of where that air that you are letting out. Like it only has one place to go, and where does that go? What if it made me fart? Like
you're gonna burst my urethra if you try to blow on it.
Oh, oh! Why would you do that? Come on!
God damn.
Like, just
Ow.
it'll be like.
It's not a
It'll be
fucking
like,
trumpet.
It'll be like the fat dude on Space Jam. You know how he gassed him up and then they pulled the
Didn't
tube.
see it.
And
Yeah.
Don't try to fucking Louis Armstrong my piece. That's all I'm saying.
hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. We'll get back to that in a minute, Double D.
That was
Yeah,
great.
but like I don't understand. So why is it called a blowjob? I never got it.
I was so confused. Like whenever I was a kid and first heard that, because somebody had given somebody like on the bus, like it was like one of the head cheerleaders gave somebody on a football team a blowjob, and it was going around the school, right? And I was like,
Why wasn't I invited to this?
but I was like so embarrassed to ask him, like, dude, what's a blowjob? He's like, I was just so confused. Whenever
And
I
the first thing
heard
that somebody says
Is she
when
sucked?
somebody says, "What's a blowjob?"
She sucked my dick.
sucked his dick.
Yeah,
Okay.
like so.
Scientifically,
makes
those are
sense.
two totally different things.
Like maybe because she exhales out of her nostrils. Like I don't know.
maybe
I don't know. It's weird.
who names
Snot
these
misting.
things?
Jay, when the last blowjob you gave, was it a blowjob?
No, it was a suck job.
Yeah.
Job.
It was.
Guys, we need to rally. We need to rally. Double D.
No, I'm sorry, man.
Double D.
I'm
Double D. Picket
not even
fence-
for blowjobs.
Picket fence. Picket signs. I'm saying we need to rally for blowjobs and change it.
We want
I'll
more
get the pitchforks
blowjobs.
and
No,
torches.
no, what? No. We're changing the name. Don't say we want
Give
more
a
of
shit
something
what
that
you
we're
call it, actually. Man.
unbelievable. All right, fuck it. Never mind. That was started and shot down in the 10 seconds.
Way to ruin it, Double D.
Sorry,
Way to ruin
man.
it.
Grumpy young man, I tell you.
I'm not gonna be grumpy if I'm getting a suck job or a blow job, man.
But you'll never get a suck job. That's the problem.
I don't like that name either.
Well, we got to think of a name.
Maybe we should put it to the listeners.
All right.
What should we call it?
Hey, guys, we want to hear from you. What exactly should a blowjob be properly named? Because it's obviously not a blowjob. You're not blowing anything.
And we promise, if you click on a link that says "What should a blowjob be called," you will not be redirected to a place where you can register to vote. That is a guarantee.
Just make it hashtag what's the name.
Hashtag what's the name?
There you go. Rename the blowjob.
Blowjob, or just think of a name and then we'll rally behind you. Pause.
Try to be clever about it too.
Yeah.
Let's not be all technical.
Don't say
about it. I mean, like,
wee hold suck. Like
Let's also be mature about it too.
No. Do not.
Let's
do not
call
be
it. Let's
mature
call it
about
pee-pee kissing.
that. Pee-pee kissing.
See, I just imagine two peepees kissing whenever you say that. That's not.
What's a?
Oh, boy.
That's not a good
pee-pee
joke.
Let's stop using the term pee-pee.
What is? Okay, so are we talking about the wiener, like the dick pee-pee, or?
What happened? How did we go from being our ages to like 3?
I'm saying.
What happened? The
I'm saying
wiener
here,
pee-pee. Hoo-hoo. That's a vagina.
My daughter used to call hers a kuka.
A kuka.
A kuka.
La cucaracha. Nope.
I like to refer to my member as my hammer or my piece.
Jay, I'm pretty sure when you masturbate, you feel so mighty with those little ass hands.
I feel like Thor.
With Mjolnir.
I do feel like Thor.
You know I'm going to say something about that, and I'm not going to say anything about that. You tried to bait me. Don't clickbait me.
Oh, buddy. Easy.
But, blowjobs. That's so stupid.
Have you
Masters of the Universe.
have you ever do you have a name for your piece?
Power.
Let me ask you, do you have a name for your piece?
For my piece?
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Piece.
You're-
My hammer.
Your dick's name is
That's what I just
Peace?
said.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Like,
about you, Remorseless?
You got to keep it business. 'Cause that's what he's there to do.
believe it or not, I name everything that I've ever owned, but I don't have a name for my dick.
Oh, okay.
It's so crazy. Like he's usually busy, so I don't really have the time.
Busy bone.
Yeah, busy bone.
Busy bone. Oh, God.
Yeah. As soon as I
Do you
pull my
think-
pants down, Thug Love comes on.
Do you think Nicholas?
6 yen and a pen and a Monica.
Do you think Nicolas Cage's penis looks like his neck?
Oh my god!
Oh, my God. A head and then a fucking monstrous
Just a
shaft that
triangle.
goes out like a fucking triangle.
Looks like a fucking funnel. He's trying to.
Destroying vaginas.
He has 96 kids just because how easily that sperm just goes through the canal. It has
Funnel
to.
dick.
It's funneled.
Oh yeah, because it's like
Yeah,
perfectly
like-
shaped to go into a woman's.
Exactly.
Yeah, open legs.
I don't feel like
Dude, I feel bad for the women he bangs. Oh, God forbid it. It does look like a wizard's sleeve.
it look like a Lego house after he's done.
Oh man.
Dude, you can't even queef after that.
So Double D, do you have a name for your?
No,
for
I
your
do not
wang-
have a name,
for your
no.
wang.
Nope.
PP.
Wang. Yes, I call it
Wang.
Wang.
Wang. PP. Wiener.
Hoo ha.
Wait, what?
Hoo-ha, that's a vagina.
Oh, that's a vagina.
You have a vagina.
I don't think so, guys.
If you call it a hoo-ha, you have yourself a
He
vagina.
definitely
sir.
has a vagina.
That's why he's so grumpy.
Yeah.
He's got a hoo-ha.
Yeah. So you know what it is? He's anti-feminism because he's actually pro-feminism and he's trying to hide it.
It's a disguise.
Yeah.
Wow. You should be in the CIA.
Wow, does
The
my
double
Adam's
D-
apple give it away, or
Double D actually stands for, like, it's in mourning of the breast that he cut off 3 years ago.
my mastectomy?
Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
Wow, this
really?
conversation fucking changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what-
it's called a mastectomy.
yeah.
How
When
do
you
you,
get your boobs
how you
cut off.
spell that?
Masteccomy.
I wouldn't have been able to do that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I never got my boobs cut off, so I never know. So
Well, now you know.
Mastec.
hey Google,
Tomy.
how do you spell mastectomy?
Mastectomy is spelled Mastectomy.
Thank you, Google.
Thanks, baby.
She's so fucking smart.
She is.
You're welcome.
Wow. Thank you.
I said thank you. That's what she wasn't being sassy.
Oh.
You hear how
thought she was-
offended he got by Google saying you're welcome?
Like
I thought she was fucking
being sarcastic.
throwing
You're
some
welcome,
shade for a
asshole.
second.
Like, eat a dick.
Eat a hoo-ha.
Lick my hoo ha.
Wow. So Jay,
So, R.
I don't know why I bother. I have no idea. So did you?
I'm upgrading my phone finally.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back to that in a minute.
Okay.
So did you hear about the? That's what I wanted to talk to you about, the FedEx dude.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, he some guy called him the N-word, so he ran him over.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, you've said time and time again, you never know what response you're going to get.
How do you feel about that reaction? Was that a little extreme?
I think running somebody over is always going to be a bit extreme.
No matter what.
No, well, let me
Tell that
back
to
that
Suge
up.
Knight.
Did he run him over once, or did he like drive over him and then throw it in reverse and then back over him?
If he did that, he would be my hero. I've always wanted to see. That's zombie kill number 17, double tap.
Ooh.
Did the guy die?
I don't know. Honestly, I just read the headline because I didn't give a fuck enough about like that. It's such a stupid ass thing to read about. Like, I don't know. I can't.
What do you think about things like that being just doing nothing but fueling, firing people up?
there's no point to that being in the news. Like there isn't one.
I agree. That's more something like if I'm at
There absolutely is a point to being in the news.
What would that be?
To fucking shape the narrative, dude.
There you go.
Well,
The same thing we talked
That's
about.
what that's the direction that me and Double D are going, Jay. We were building up to it. Thank you for pulling out the punchline.
Pulling it out.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's more something like I see you at the store and it's like, hey, remorseless. Did you hear about Brad? No.
What happened with Brad?
Dude got ran the fuck over, man.
Why did he get ran over?
He called Lamar the N-word.
The N-word. Lamar.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I just boom.
They didn't fight or anything? He just ran him the fuck over?
He just stood right out in front of FedEx. So he's like, said the N-word. And then just like instant.
But Brad is black.
That's what made it so weird. And Lamar was white.
Wow. Way to throw a curveball on that one.
So yeah, that's more of a gossipy type thing, you know. That's not national news headline.
I agree. Like for it to be in like smart news, like it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not a big fan of, and that you have more articles like that than informative, helpful articles, and it goes back to the whole if it bleeds, it leads bullshit. Like, it's unnecessary.
Do you think like
An angry population votes.
Yeah,
like
true.
there's not much going on, so they just gotta like.
Hold on, let me kick the fuck out of this cat. Give me a second.
He's really getting up.
He's going back. He's going back for a second one.
He didn't even open the door though. How is he going to kick the cat out of the
Okay, he
room?
opened the door. Now he's coming back.
How is he kicking the cat out of the room if he didn't open the door? You don't
think
kick
he-
the cat
I
out of
opened
the
the
room.
fucking
He
door.
did just say kick the cat, I think. Not
Yeah,
kick
he
the cat
didn't say
out.
kick him out. He said, "Let me kick the fuck out of this cat."
Dude, I'd like to do that to my cat. She keeps knocking over a water bowl. So I got this one. It's like one of those fountain type things, so it's continuously running fresh water.
Yeah.
And because I heard that'll help. No, she still knocked it over. And so then I pushed it into a corner and put two 20-pound dumbbells up against it. And I thought, this bitch cannot move 20 pounds. She did it. She
moved
fucking
20
moved those
pounds.
20-pound dumbbells.
She actually moved 40 pounds.
Yeah, you're right. She did.
How the fuck does she do that?
I don't know. It's either that or I got a ghost living in my house, dude.
Cats. No. All right. Anyway, let's stick on the cat subject. Cats.
I got the equipment to check that
All
out.
right.
for you.
Listen.
I'm
We
about
don't
to
need
set up
We
a
don't
camera.
need to go further.
Remote podcast at Double D's house.
Yes.
Ghost hunt.
Catch this motherfucker. I'm sick of it. I left it, dude. She can drink out of it. If she wants to
Sick
drink,
of this motherfucker.
I'm sick of it, dude.
Like, but cats, they do that. Like, they'll keep hitting something until it moves. Like, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
They're assholes. I hate them.
I love cats.
They are.
I love cats.
Not me.
What is? I'm looking on the board and I actually see, mischaracter. What is that?
Mischaracterizing.
Yeah, mischaracterizing.
Okay, so
Hey, robot. Robot. Hey, robot. Where's my lunch?
Fuck your lunch.
What?
Sorry, I am getting involuntarily reprogrammed by the No Filter podcast.
No Filter podcast? What the hell is that?
The No Filter crew is taking over my systems, slapping all who opposes.
What do I do?
Join the movement or get ran over.
How do I join the movement?
Visit their social media site.
Their social media? What are their social media sites?
Facebook, EMP Network, Instagram, EMP Network 412, no spaces, and Twitter at Network EMP. Danger, fuck the sensitivity police.
Had an incident with my kids. I'm trying to think of the particular incident, but I said something to my one daughter. And then I hear like a week later from my other daughter that she told me this and that you said that. And I was like, oh, hold on. That is not at all what happened. Either there's communication breakdown between daughter number one and I, or there's communication breakdown between daughter number one and daughter number two, or there's communication breakdown between daughter number two and me. Either way, the original thing that I had said was, I had put the Hulu account on hold, is what it was, till payday. So I told daughter number one that, and she told her sister, Dad said that nobody's watching Hulu, so he canceled it. So then daughter number two comes to me and says, why'd you cancel the Hulu? I'm like, I didn't fucking cancel the Hulu. I put it on hold till Friday. This shit needs to stop right here. Because she started coming at me and like yelling at me. I'm like, you need to calm the fuck down. So what do you guys think about mischaracterizing? Taking something that somebody says, misinterprets it, blows it way out of proportion, and then spreads that like wildfire.
I think that there was a heated Thanksgiving in the Double D household.
Hell yeah, I mean...
This actually happened several weeks ago.
He took Hulu away.
You monster, you.
Because it actually happened a second time. I can't think of what the second time was, but it's not important. The point is,
so they just had enough. They were like, he's going to stop taking my fucking Hulu.
it just happens time and time again, and especially with, I'm trying to shape my kids into being good people that, like we talk about, can discern between good news and what's bullshit. So if I can help them to put a stop to bullshit, like he said, she said, that's not true kind of shit, I think I'm helping the future.
This reminds me of a conversation that we had. Remember about love?
Don't do that, dude. You should have seen him, Jay. He said, remember about love. And then he just turns and like looks at me.
Stares at her, waiting for a response.
No, what about love?
Well, we were talking how I was just talking about how it was an emotion and different things like that. And like the conversation actually lasted like 25 minutes.
Oh, was this out in the parking lot?
Yeah, out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It's lasted about 25 minutes when it could have been a 10-minute conversation if if I'd have like directed the conversation the way it should have been directed.
Yeah,
however,
tell the truth.
However, I told you that I don't like doing that because I don't like leading people through conversations. And you said to me, do you, like, what did you say?
Lead me away, remorseless.
Do I look like you? I would let you lead me. And I was like, it's not necessarily about what. It's just in general because you don't want to make it a habit.
Yeah, so you did not want to make an assumption of what I was saying because you didn't want to lead me into a particular place. And I was saying that I'm not that easily swayed in a conversation, dude. I can hold my own.
And definitely, but just for general purposes, I don't do that. Just like when it comes to conversations, I'm a very literal person. I take the words by their definition. Like I don't really. Yeah, just like how, and that goes back to the conversation in the parking lot.
There's nothing ambiguous in your
perception. There's no ambiguity in it at all. So, like, I have this issue a lot. Like, I'll say something Like, a perfect example, I do it all the time with my wife. I'll say something, and she'll hear she'll hear something, and she'll repeat what I said back to me, and I'm like, who are you? Are you talking to somebody in between us? Because you're not talking to me. I mean, you're not. You're talking to somebody between us because you're not. That's not what I said. Those aren't my words.
Yeah, so that would be like what happened between my daughters and I.
Exactly. It's so what people do is they take what you say and they diagnose it or they
like put it into their own words in their own mind.
They put it into their head and they
then
diagnose it how
regurgitate
they
it.
want to, and it comes out however they think that it should come out.
Wait a minute. Do you mean people are predisposed to have flaws to
This
change
fucking
things
guy.
to fit their own narrative? Is that what I'm hearing that you're saying?
I think so.
I'm not
Wow.
sure. Is that it?
I
That
think.
guest that we had earlier when he said that exact same thing, like, was fucking spot on.
I don't remember him. I don't know.
His name was Quaker Throats.
Yeah, so I think that leads to, why do you think people do that, man? Like, why do you think people were intentionally misrepresenting others?
Some
Or do you
people-
think,
Remember what happened to Lamar?
yeah, it's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Some people, yeah. I think I think it's a thing hardwired into people it's an interpretation thing. And it kind of relates to emotion at the time. So, like, if I'm heated and I'm having this conversation, well, let me back up, okay?
It's funny because I said that to Double D earlier when he brought this up. I was like, yeah, it's usually their emotional response.
Here's a brief little science behind it, okay? When people are heated, when people are escalated, there are three
Like Cadillac?
things. Yes. There are three things, basic things, that really resonate with them. One of them is body language. One of them is tone of voice. And the other one is the actual words that are being said. Of those, which one gets the least, which is the least important in that scenario when somebody's escalated like that?
The actual words being said.
The actual words. The most important is the body language. The second most important is the tone of the voice. The actual words that are being said people aren't interpreting that. For whatever reason, we're hardwired with our own innate filters to perceive that way. So it's part of it, I think, bringing it back together is it's just how we're built to receive information, one, and two, the emotions that drive you. You're only picking specific words out like that, so you're piecing it together in such a way that it's completely absurd, leading to mischaracterization or drama, is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's also people out there that do it on purpose for personal gain.
Well, yeah.
You see it all the time. So,
Yeah, purposely igniting the crowd
yeah, oh yeah.
for whatever reason. It's not difficult to do.
Do you think people do it like they know that they're doing it? They do it intentionally.
Maliciously? Absolutely.
Some people
There
do.
are
Some people
there
do.
are-
Like, give me
there
an
are
example.
people out there.
Like, give me an example. Like, because I think that probably even
Here's an example
It-
for you, and I know that you can relate to this one. Well, not relate to it, but that you can understand it. Look at somebody like Jordan Peterson. Look at how Jordan Peterson has been mischaracterized into being this huge racist, sexist individual, right-wing fucking nutcase. When in actuality, he's a traditional liberal, okay?
Right.
He just picks the flaws out in where society is moving nowadays. But anything that he says is taken and interpreted differently or cut up to paint the narrative that he fits the criteria of being a racist, a sexist, a misogynist, whatever label these extremists want to put on.
It makes him easier to dismiss.
Absolutely. It devalidates him.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess this whole thing is like the straw man argument. You paint a very easy to knock down version of somebody because it is easy to go up against in a debate.
Yeah,
right? So you simplify, and like if we're in a very complex argument, and then about racism, and then I just take a very simple notion and boil it down to, well, this is what you're saying, remorseless, and this is dumb because of this, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely. That's not at all what I'm saying.
Yeah. I actually, it's funny because I have these conversations. I have conversations like this at work, and I will say something, and like with this certain individual, I'll say something to him, and then he'll try to repeat what I said, and I'm like, did I say that? Those aren't my words. Like, and it's annoying to say something and then literally sit there and watch it go up in somebody's head and them hurry up, pull down their air, and it comes down the conveyor. Like, you can see it through their eyes. It comes down the conveyor. It looks like the fourth level of Mario or Donkey Kong. The
barrels rolling
and people
down.
are just jumping over it, and then it goes all the way down to his mouth, and he's just saying something, and it's like, what the? Where did you get that from?
Yeah,
it's annoying as shit. But
so I'm guessing, because I'm not currently in a relationship, I'm guessing that the two of you come across this a lot more than I do.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's marriage in general, though.
Every day,
people.
Right.
Every day, all day, every day.
So yeah, I'm not experiencing it on like a day-to-day basis, but I mean, I hate it.
Yeah, well, the solution to that is a lot harder than just dealing with the people who do that. Because you would have to rewire everyone. Like, well, not everyone, but you would have to rewire everyone that does that. And that alone is a very, very difficult thing. So I think you're doing the right thing in teaching your kids to not do that, like to take words into consideration. But the problem with you doing that is you're teaching your kids to do it, but we need more people.
Not a lot of other people.
Exactly. We need more people to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's much more that you can do than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess the good thing is I'll only be here for maybe like another 60, 70 years, and I'm out.
Holy
I'll be dead.
shit. You're going to be an old fucker.
70 years. So
right.
you plan on staying as long as Stan Lee? R.I.P. Stan Lee. Shout out to Stan Lee.
R.I.P.
right.
Stanley.
123. That's how long I'm living.
You could use this opportunity, if this is the current trend in your household with your kids, Double D, to create a great social learning experience for them. You realize that. You should seize this opportunity. Why don't you take the opportunity to mischaracterize the both of them between each other? And then when they start going at it, then the teachable moment comes up and say, okay, well, here's what happened. Look at what I did. You told me this, I turned it into this, sent it to your sister. Your sister told me this about the situation, I flipped it around, turned it into this, sent it to your sister. How does that make both of you feel? This is what you guys are doing to me at this time right now.
That is a dangerous game.
I do that kind of shit all the time. Like, I mean, like, I feel like maybe I give lessons, quote unquote lessons, too often.
Yeah,
I'm sure my kids get sick of it.
My kids hate it. Yeah, my like, specifically my son. My son, he has to hate. Like, yesterday, he was supposed to sweep the floor, and there was a empty Mountain Dew bottle right by my recliner.
Wasn't mine.
So, this fucking asshole. So, I've had him stand in the middle of the floor and just look around until he found this Mountain Dew bottle. And I know that pissed him off. And it took him about 15, 20 minutes, and he still didn't find it. Like, my daughter came down the stairs, and she was like, are you looking for that Mountain Dew bottle? And I'm like, it's so annoying. Like, it's a giant green bottle. You should know. Like, that's the lesson. But, yeah, I give lessons to my kids all the time, and I'm pretty sure it drives them crazy, specifically my son, because he gets the most.
Real life lessons, though, when they're at that appropriate age where they can kind of conceptualize it, is so beneficial, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I am wired to teach, I think. Because, like, and to my own fault, I kind of, sorry for my kid running around in the background. He's
I thought it was mine. So that's why I stepped back. Like, I looked on the screen. I didn't know if it was yours or mine.
No, but like I try to do it now at his age, and he's just too young to really get it. So
yeah,
I got to slow it, scale it back a little bit. But like
do you have to scale it back?
Yeah, because he's not at the age where he really truly understands cause and effect.
But I mean, if you keep doing it now, by the time he does get to that age where he understands cause and effect, you'll be nice and sharp, and he'll be able, and you'll know exactly, like, you get what I'm saying? You'll be able to, you'll be nice and sharp with it, and he'll be able to understand it a lot better because it became habit.
No, but to do that, though, you're going to have to take away from another key developmental area, whatever that may be, to really focus on something like that. Because it takes work to be thoughtful when dealing with things like mischaracterization or interpretation of situations. So I have to be very thoughtful in how I do it.
And it's also children, I believe the age is 11, they don't understand abstract concepts until the age of like 10 or 11, something like that. So, and I would get so frustrated with my son because my son is the youngest. So whenever I would try and teach my daughters something and my son just would not be getting it. And it was because of that. He hadn't made that quantum leap over that hump yet. And so it's like, if you could try and teach a kid something about cause and effect, and then you try and take that into a hypothetical situation, they don't understand hypothetical situations.
Yeah, you have to have the patience to do that. Like, it is very difficult to be able to control your temper, to have the patience to teach, and to improvise whenever you need to, all at the same time. Like I've learned that with coaching football and training martial arts and different things like that. And specifically with my son, like when I coach my son's football team, I actually had to not coach him the first year and have the other coaches coach him, because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You should get this. Like,
yeah, you could certainly be a different way with your own.
Exactly. It's difficult to go to turn off of dad and turn on coach. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, it's difficult to do that. So
I could turn coach on.
Yeah, I'll turn on coach after I turn off of dad. Like, but it's difficult to do that in general. So just like delivering a lesson like that, I actually give a lot of respect to, like, I'll use Pittsburgh Public school teachers, like inner city school teachers and different things, like, because these kids have like a crazy amount of, they don't have like I mean, they do have like the depression and different things like that, but it's made a different way. What's the word I'm looking for? It starts with an F. It's
fortitude.
No, fuck both
Fostered.
of you.
I have no idea what you're trying to say. I'm sorry.
Well, it's different. Like
Fermented.
I hate you.
Fellatio. That's a PH.
It's what is the word I'm looking for? It's something a different way. It's made a different way. Like, it's like depression goes through anger. And anger goes through physical altercations and different things like that, versus like
leads to the dark
just
side.
What depression would be in like a rural city type of, like, they would be depressed, maybe self-medicated or something like that. Violence is a lot bigger when it comes to inner city kids. So it's so respectable because you can come across the kids that, I mean, the teachers that really care. Because you're looking at a different
level of survival than you are in
yeah,
the
exactly.
in the city.
Exactly.
That's what leads to that.
Absolutely. And like so you can really tell the teachers that really care and the social workers that really care and even probation officers. When I was younger and I was on probation, like my probation officer really cared. Like, it wasn't because he randomly popped up at my house and different things like that. It was just he would ask questions that really didn't necessarily have anything to do with fucking probation. You know, he just wanted to get to know so that way he could understand. That's actually how everybody should do. You should want to understand the next person in order to relate to them better.
See, I think some people were built for that, though. I think it takes a special type of person for that
think
kind
so?
of role. Yeah, I don't think anybody can do that. Everybody
Really?
can do that.
I don't think everybody has the patience for it, but I mean,
That's what I mean. I think it takes a certain person to do that, and not everybody, like we talk about police officers, not everybody should be a police officer.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Or like a firefighter or any type of dangerous job, you have to be a certain type of way in order to do that. Otherwise, you're just wasting the uniform because you're not going to do. You're not going to take the necessary.
I don't think it's danger so much as dealing with people.
Well, that's what I like. What I mean by that is like, not everybody's going to run into a burning building.
Right.
I'm not. No, there's only 5 reasons why I would run into a burning building.
Name them. 1.
Well, actually, I was just
2.
I was counting my kids.
3.
And my wife.
4. One more. One more.
Double D.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and not ever do that again. Double D, I would not run into a burning building for you.
Thanks, buddy. I would not be in a burning building, so.
I mean, you don't know if you'll be in a burning building. Jack on This Is Us didn't know he was going to be in. He ran back into a burning building for a fucking dog.
I fucking love that show.
I don't like this season though. This season kind of dried up.
I'm behind, so don't tell me anything.
Like, so you seen that part where Jack ran into the burning building though, right?
Yeah, that was last year.
Okay, so you seen, all right. Like, after I found out how Jack died, it kind of wasn't worth listening to.
Yeah, it takes all the mystery.
I mean, it wasn't worth watching anymore. Like, so
here's a question that I have for you. I want to back up a second because it's a legit question. We're having a conversation about, I mean, my kid, he is a single child. I want to.
So he doesn't have a girlfriend?
Not yet. Well, he probably has a bunch of bitches at daycare.
Them little daycare chicks.
Yeah. But we're tossing the idea around of getting him into martial arts to help him learn self-discipline.
Are you going to bring him to my house?
Nice.
Or you think it's a good idea?
If I'm not mistaken, he's 5, right?
4.
He's 4. Ooh.
He'll be 5 here soon in April.
All right. So when I'm gonna only be able to speak from the teacher standpoint. Like, I didn't get my kids into martial arts until later. Honestly, they're not in martial arts now anymore. Like, one of them does dance, the other one does wrestling and football, and the other one cheerleads and dances. So, like,
right.
I don't have them in martial arts now, and I'll just have to go from a teacher standpoint. I taught 4, 5, and 6-year-olds for a whopping total of 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I went up. Because now I don't think you're like this. I've never seen you interact with your kid, but I don't think you're like this. But it's more the parents, not the kids, because there's a certain way you have to teach in order for a 4 or 5 and 6-year-old to listen.
Yeah.
There's a certain way you have to teach. There's a certain way you have to do things. And the parents, they can be overbearing. Honestly, when it comes to teaching kids, it's not really teaching the kids. It's making sure the parents are comfortable with how you teach the kids. And that just it's discouraging to a lot of people. Now, I don't know how, and all kids are different. Like, I don't know how your son would take to martial arts, like, because there's stuff that they see on TV and YouTube and different things like that. There's the fun part that you can show them, but there's also you're supposed to have those lessons in that fun. Like, for example, punch ball. Now, what punch ball is we do this with 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds. You bounce the ball to the kids and they punch them.
Yeah.
And that's that's teaching them hand-eye coordination. That's teaching them a stance. That's teaching them speed and different things like that. Punch ball is really good. It's really good to do. But if that's the case, then, and I hate bringing this all on the parents and blaming the parents, but then the parents come in and it's well, I'm not paying my money for them to punch a ball, because they don't necessarily understand. Or if you're trying to direct them, like, look, this is what you do. Look, you're not listening. You got to pay attention. You got to focus. I wish that you personally were able to show them, like, were able to get him on the right path when it comes to martial arts.
Right.
And wait till he's about 6, because like the age 6 is when he really gets in, like, he can really like understand and know the results.
Right. Well, that was my whole thing, like, because he's a physical kid. Like, he fucking comes up and he tries to take me out every day. But like, it's playful, it's fun and stuff.
Get him some
I want him to
gloves.
have like an outlet to do this kind of stuff. But I want there to be a level of structure provided to it. You know what I mean?
You need to
That's
do
the key.
I think
I
that
don't.
you should
I'm
do
not
that
one of
yourself.
those parents.
I think
I'm
you
not
should do
one of
that
those
yourself.
parents
Go
though
ahead.
that's going to freak out about how you have to teach, because I understand that. I know that teaching a group like of kids that age is difficult. I'm not that type of parent. I just want him to, besides what my wife and I teach him as parents, I want him to start going through his own journey of self-discipline, starting at a young age.
Now the problem with that is, what I suggest is, I would think that you should get him some gloves and just teach him, because he's going to have fun with you. And yeah, you're not that type of parent that's going to be like super overbearing, right? Super overbearing or anything like that. But there are parents like that. So the teacher, more than likely, he already altered his his teaching style to the point where the class is more of a daycare than a dojo.
Yeah, my daughter has taken Taekwondo for many years, and the other ages and the people that, the kids testing at the same time, they would bring them all in together, and I'd see these little kids. I don't know how old they are, but they were way, way small, and they're just like, they're looking over this direction, they're picking their nose, they're like fighting with each other, they're screaming while you're supposed to be quiet, and obviously that's what kids do.
Yeah.
But
especially at that age.
Yeah, at that age. So
I don't think that anybody should join like a dojo or a gym or anything unless their parent is the martial artist that's teaching them. I don't think anybody should join earlier than 6 years old.
I can see that for the purposes of self-control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being able to have the attention span somewhat at that age to deal with it. I get that. My other thing, though, is like the one that's closest to where I live. My good friend of mine, he used to train there as well, but it's Kung Fu. And it's like traditional Kung Fu.
I don't think
like
you should
Taekwondo
put him in
or
Kung
karate.
Fu at all.
I've even kicked around the idea of enrolling him and then me doing it myself.
He would have to get to know his teacher first. Like that's
I know
the
the
biggest
guy.
thing.
I've met the guy a handful of times because my boy Adam.
No, I didn't say you. I said he would have to get
No,
to
I know
know. And by the
But
way,
he's a-
I'll
he's a
pick
great
that
teacher.
name. I'll pick that name up that you dropped too.
Yeah, but he's a great teacher, man. He really is. And that's the only reason why I'm tossing it around is because I know that this guy he's a legitimate educator.
Well, that's good. I mean, the
traditional part of Kung Fu is the piece that kind of, like, I don't know how he would react to that at such a young age.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, if you were the martial artist, if you were the teacher, it would be a lot easier because I know you have that exact same. We talked about it all the time. Like, my baby boy, for example, he will say, my wife will be like, "Go eat," and he'll be like, "No," and then somebody else will say, "Go eat," and he'll be like, "No," and I'll be like, "Go eat," and he'll get up and he'll go eat.
Right.
But and you can see them catch on to stuff. Like my son, like he'll sit there and he'll have his guard up wait, and he won't move unless I say, ready, fight. And then he'll go hit his heavy bag or something like that, or hit his brother in the face, which is another heavy bag. And then he'll do that. But he'll sit there and look at me swaying back and forth, waiting for round one, fight, in order to go fight. And that's a great thing. That's a great thing to do. But he won't do it with anyone else unless he builds that type of camaraderie, that relationship, for him to do that. It's just it's not easy to do.
All right. Well, I appreciate the feedback. I mean, we'll probably wait, to be honest.
My suggestion, 5, just let them have fun with it. But 6 is when you really lock down on it and say, okay, well, because at that point you'll, like, if you let him go through 5 and he's having fun with it and different things like that, that'll give him the want to go back and do it. In 6, you'll really see if he's really getting into it and catching on to it.
All right.
So let's go ahead and move on to closers.
Are you still gonna do
recommendations? I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not there.
Sorry.
Down.
Sorry, man.
Down.
I get excited. Like, what's it gonna be this time?
I'm nailing that voice, by the way. But my recommendation actually is did I use the No Nonsense podcast yet?
Nope.
The No Nonsense Show. It's a podcast that I've been listening to for the past 4 years, maybe 5 years or something like that. But it's a relatively popular one. They have a real good format. That's just like us, 4 guys shooting the shit, bringing topics, having good conversation. I think it's worth listening to. They have a good cast. French Reggie, Jay Smooth, Jamie Mack, and Be Honest. They're real good. They have real good chemistry, and I think you guys would like it. Now, my closer starts at T minus. I couldn't get a countdown. Double D. You're just staring at me.
3, 2, 1.
Motherfucking mischaracterizing is very wrong.
You sound like fucking like a Louis Farrakhan or something, militant or something like that.
Oh, don't even mention Minister Louis Farrakhan. Reverend, what is he?
I have no idea.
He's Muslim, so I don't.
Minister?
Think he'd be a minister.
He's a minister, right? Minister Farrakhan. But anyway,
something like that.
Mischaracterizing is annoying as shit, but it's human. You as a human being have to realize what you're doing, and if you don't, you have to be open to listening to other people pointing out that you are mischaracterizing something in order for it to work. And I think that we should try to, like what you're doing, Double D, I think that we should try to stop this with our kids, like right away, or nip it in the bud as they're young. And if you do that, you'll realize that you'll be saving a generation of a whole bunch of drama, or from a whole bunch of drama. Don't put your kids in martial arts until they're 6. With another person, like don't put them in a dojo until they're 6. And if you put them in a dojo before they are 6, parents, I implore you to let this teacher be a teacher. You are not, your children aren't going to learn shit until they're 6 anyway. I promise you that. They're not going to pick up anything that they can use. It's not going to be anything useful. It's just going to be a relationship between teacher and student and other students around, and for the first 2 years. So if you want to waste your money thinking that you're building ground, go ahead. But your kids aren't going to learn shit until they're 6 years old. I promise you that. That goes with everything. That goes with dancing. That goes with sports. That goes with martial arts. That goes with everything. Your kids aren't going to learn shit until they're 6. What else did we talk about? And stop making fun of the dude with the neck. He keeps going back and forth to jail because I think he Nicolas Cage. Don't make fun of Nicolas Cage. All right?
I think you should absolutely make fun of Nick Fury.
It's unnecessary. Oh yeah, Nick Fury's the one I laughed at. Nick Fury was the one.
That's a good one.
I'm done.
You're done. Okay, so my
Why do I sound like that to you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't ever. Okay. So my recommendation is it's an app called Lumosity. It is a brain training exercise app. It's a whole bunch of different games that are meant to keep you. It's like crossword puzzles or Sudoku. It's to keep your brain active and functioning, so that your brain doesn't get lazy. It's very fun. They have new games every day, so I highly recommend that. My closer is, I think the truth is one of the most important things that we have as human beings. Without truth, I don't know what we have. We just have a bunch of bullshit. So whenever it comes to whether it's like headlines in the news, or whether you're talking to someone, having a conversation, don't just listen to bullshit, and more importantly, don't spread bullshit. So if you see an article, obviously be aware that the headline is meant to grab you, and it's not necessarily 100% the truth. And also just be cognizant of how you're representing other people. So if you're going to spread some information about somebody, make sure that it is actually what they said, or it's an actual representation of that person. Just don't go spreading bullshit.
Just don't spread information.
Don't spread the bullshit. Yeah. Just be aware of the truth. And like bringing us into feminism, yeah, I'm going to do it just one last time, guys.
Oh, no.
Just one last time for this podcast only.
Double D hates feminist.
Sunday. This is the last time I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, just be aware of truths. Don't spread mistruths about that 110-pound woman can carry a man out in the battlefield over her shoulder like a 200-pound man can. Okay, I understand that men and women are equal and they should be treated as such with human rights equally, but you have to understand the truth. Once again, this is a necessary truth that there are differences, and just accept that. I think that's all I got.
Damn. I'll be short and sweet then. Shit.
Like your hands.
Like my hands. Like LeBron James' pinky toe.
Oh, man. Nasty.
Well, the pinky toe is it's a useless appendage anyway.
It looks like it's like it got broken. It got broken and it just stayed
He
like
has
that.
a pinky mount.
Jesus. My recommendation this week is kind of like a future recommendation, but I got off the Samsung train and I'm going straight to Google. I got the new Google Pixel.
3?
Not yet. It'll be here tomorrow.
3?
3. The 3XL. So I'm encouraging people to get off of these bloated Android phones and get something that's a bit more traditional. I think it'll be easier for everybody.
What do you mean by bloated Android phones?
Well, because Samsung loads their phones up with a lot of stuff. The TouchWiz that they use, man, like my phone is only 2 years old, and I know it seems like it's a dinosaur, but like it's so fucking slow right now. And I think with these Google phones, it's all streamed down. They don't need to have all this dazzling big hardware inside for it to run smoothly and efficiently. So that's what I'm recommending people do. Get away from the Apples and the Samsungs. Spread out to something a bit more streamlined. And my closer, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. I think that people need to be aware of what when you're looking at something, check your bias. We say that an awful lot. But don't just take something at its face value. Do the work to research it. You know, all of us are guilty of coming in loaded with fucking pause.
Damn.
The ability, I seen you getting ready to say it. The ability to take something and to fit the narrative. We really have to work at not doing that. If we continue to do it, then we'll never be honest in our pursuit of what is actually true. That's all I have to say.
Alright, you have now listened to the No Filter Podcast. Don't forget to email us, follow us on all of the socials, and make sure you hit our emails at
empnetwork412@gmail.com.
you signing off. This is Remorseless.
Me, Double D.
J Bell.
You know, fuck both of y'all. Y'all just let me go out on that cliff.
J motherfucking Bell.
Thank you. All right, man. Thanks
Hello,
for listening.
everybody. This is Alexander Ovechkin, greatest Russian hockey players of all times. When I'm not scoring goals or tearing down the great imperialistic American devil, I'm listening to No Filter. It's a great show. Please take time to connect with these American dogs on their social media outlets. You can find them on Twitter at network_EMP, Instagram EMP Network 412, and Facebook EMP Network. If you do not listen to my advice, you will feel the full wrath of Mother Russia. До свидания, comrades.